You kind of had a week here to kind of reset, because I know not the way you guys wanted to go down in Miami, wherever it is they play for. Forget now. It's somewhere down there, but not the way you wanted to go down.
Right.
There. Certainly, you get a little bit of a reset, a chance to kind of a week to kind of regroup, maybe get some illness out of the way, because obviously that was a big factor in that game.
Right.
What do you think about having kind of the extra time to kind of prepare now for this big week ahead?
Yeah, well, I think we needed that. We needed this break. We needed this just to get our legs, our stomach, our head, all that kind of stuff resettled and refocused. I guess the elephant in the locker room is that we're still not shooting the ball well, and that's still, that's hurting us. And so, when we were playing better, we were shooting better. It's funny how that works, and so we've got to make some shots, and some of that comes, some of that's on me, some of it's on the players. We've got to do a better job moving the ball, making sure we're getting quality shots. But we're missing. We watched film. We're missing some good shots too, and so that's something we've got to improve upon. So hopefully this week will get us settled down, and we'll shoot here, and then try to take it on the road with us.
I mean, you mentioned that. Certainly the New Mexico State game, there was kind of a stagnant at times offensively, but we've kind of seen outside of that through this streak, as you kind of said, it's not like you're not taking good shots, you're not getting good looks, you're not doing, moving the ball offensively. It just seems to be one of those kind of team funks that sometimes happens.
We're missing layups and free throws and
7 of 14.
Yes, and just wide open. You're not gonna make all of them, but we're not a 25% three-point shooting team, and we're just not shooting the ball well right now. And so we're just gonna, we de-emphasized that and really put the emphasis on ball movement and pursuing the rebound and making sure you're taking the shot that you practice and doing those things that we practice. But at the end of the day, we need the ball to go in the hole, and so it's hard to win if you don't score. So that's kind of.
Do you see this more mental or technical as far as shooting the ball better?
That's a great point. It's a little bit of both, and each player obviously is different. I think the players that are good shooters, it's more mental. There's some that are streaky shooters. There's still some things that fundamentally they're working on, and so you kind of expect those streaky shooters. We need those really good shooters to just be confident. Just be confident.
It seems like that, and and the sickness and all that. I know you said like you can't blame it on that, but it seems like it's kind of taking a toll on the team, especially in KCU. As a coach, how do you deal with that when it's dealing with stuff that you can't necessarily control, but you have to try to navigate through?
Well, first, it doesn't matter what at first. My main concern is their health and their safety. That's number one. That supersedes winning and losing, of course. And so making sure that they're okay. But then it's you try to get to that next man up mentality. Like that's why maybe you haven't played as much, but that's why you practice. That's why you work out. So this is your opportunity, the next man up. And we haven't quite got that confidence where that next person steps in and kind of gets that same job done. And but we're getting closer. We're getting closer, and we're getting closer to being healthy. Casey saw the doctor again today, so she's gotten thumbs up. There's still, you can get a thumbs up from the doctor. That doesn't mean you got a thumbs up, you're in basketball shape when you're ready to go. But we're moving in the right direction. And so when we're trying to get rid of some other little aches and pains that sometimes you guys don't even see or know about or need to know about. But we got some young ladies that are tougher than people realize, and they're playing through some things. And so this week has been good for them to try to get a little bit of that, I wouldn't say get over it, but at least minimize it.
You add on the shooting woes right now to trying to find a little consistency on the road. I mean, obviously.
Hey, we're trying to find consistency anywhere.
But it seems you seem to have had some better outings at home maybe than where you're I think 4-4 to neutral. Does that kind of factor into this too, that it's kind of tough to maybe get in a rhythm because you've got all this going on with the shooting, and then you've got unfamiliar environments. I mean, first time you're ever going to play in Sam Houston, the environment you're going to have Saturday. It seems like everything's kind of working against trying to get out of this shooting slump right now.
It makes it more challenging, obviously, but that's again, I've alluded to it before. That's why we play the non-conference schedule that we always play. It's trying to prepare for these scenarios. And so, maybe we weren't as prepared as we thought we were. Maybe there's some circumstances that have happened that you can't prepare for, but at the end of the day, we need to make sure we're strong together, and we're doing the things that we practice, and then that gives us the best opportunity to win. Yes, we're going to a new place. We've never played there before. Matter of fact, Sam Houston just played a great game against UTEP. Had the lead until about 2 minutes and some change. Had a lead in that ball game, and so they're getting better, and they're hungry. And so we've played other teams that have come in here on losing streaks, and they're hungry. And so we've got to have that same kind of tenacity, that same type of focus, that same type of hunger, and match that intensity.
This is your first repeat conference opponent, so certainly there's some familiarity there. And that seemed to be kind of one of your better games offensively. You hope to kind of maybe build off what you're able to do.
Well, we shot the ball better that game. I mean, period. Like we shot, I think 40%, 37%, I believe, from the 3-point line, which was better. And we haven't reached 37% as a team in the last 3 games. It's been 32, 34, 36 from the field. And FIU shot better from the 3-point line than they did from inside the 3-point line on us, and that's a credit to them. They shot the ball, they made the shots. We got caught into some rotations and helped off some players we weren't supposed to help off of, and left some of those players open. But we've got to put the ball in the hole, and then we've got to really keep trusting what we do well, and that's keeping our defensive pressure there, creating disruption and getting some turnovers and getting in transition, and then we've still got to try to narrow that rebounding margin. That's always a challenge for us, and we're going to try to do some things to make sure that we can close that gap a little bit more.
I know you're not looking ahead, but certainly it's a big challenge right after, and they seem to be playing it as well as anybody right now with what they did this weekend against FIU.
Well, yeah, they're playing well. They've got, like FIU, they've probably got the most seniority of a roster in the conference, just like FIU has 6 seniors. They've got a lot of players that have played a lot of minutes. But right now, we're not looking past Sam Houston. Like that's what we got to stay focused on, and so we'll worry about that on Friday.
Last time you played Sam Houston, you had a great first half. I think you put up 50 points in that first half. Going back and looking at that film, is there something that you were looking at specifically that you're like, okay, this is what we need to improve on to make sure that we'll do better?
We did a good job of creating some turnovers and getting a transition, and then we made some shots. That's just, that I know I keep coming back to the same thing, but that's kind of what it comes down to, is we made some good shots, made some open shots, and we did a decent job. We got behind the rebounding battle. We ended up winning that rebounding battle at the end of the game, but we did a decent job of making sure we stayed close in that rebounding margin. But really, it was the defense was present. They missed some shots. We got some rebounds. We created some turnovers. Got some transition baskets, especially in the first half.
I know this sounds pretty simple, and if you do it, obviously, turn a switch, you would. But do you feel like it's just a matter of if they can just kind of get a little bit of confidence going, that maybe it'll just kind of open the floodgates and get out of this?
Yeah, I think if we can all kind of get some momentum, we need some momentum. And so we need some healthy momentum. We need some shot-making momentum. We just need some winning. We just need some momentum, and I think that would build some confidence, and that would, we would see the team that we all imagine ourselves to be, and think we're capable of being. And so we just, that's why we're focused on one game, and we'll play Thursdays and focus on that, and then try to get a little momentum.